Good morning, students. In the last session, we discussed the chapter Old Man at the Bridge. We saw that the old man at the bridge, conversing with the narrator, the soldier. The soldier's work was to find out how far the enemy has advanced. And when we see the narrator finds an old man sitting near the pontoon bridge. He was tired and exhausted, and then he was trying to comfort himself sitting there. Then we see people, carts, trucks, everything was trying to cross over the pontoon bridge. It was the time of Spanish Civil War, and people were trying to escape into better safety places. Then, when the narrator saw the old man sitting there without making an effort to cross the pontoon bridge and catch a truck, he says, "Where are you coming from?" And then he answers with much happiness that he is coming from San Carlos. And without further inquiry, he says that he is taking care of animals. And then he said that he was worried about his animals. He was the last one to come from his village because he was caring his animals. And then the soldier, the narrator, feels that he did not look like a herdsman or a shepherd, but he asked him the kind of animal he was looking after. Then he shook his head and that said there were various kind. So we see here the old man told him they were of various animal. So he said, the narrator says, I was watching the bridge and the African looking country of the Ebro Delta and wondering how long now it would be before we would see the enemy, and listening all the while for the first noise that would signal that ever mysterious event called contact, and the old man still sat there. So you see, I here means the soldier, the narrator, was watching the bridge and the African looking country of the Ebro Delta. So where are they now? Near the Ebro Delta. And wondering how long now it would be. So how long it will take before we would see the enemy, how long it will take for enemies to approach here, to come closer, and listening all the while for the first noise that would signal that ever mysterious event called contact. And the old man still sat there. So he was trying to listen to the first sound of the gunshot or any other sound that he could get, or the planes moving, or any other sound that he could get about the approaching of the enemy. But when everyone is worried and upset, the old man still sat there. He again asked, what animals were they? I asked. So already he asked him what animals were they, and the old man only answered there were various animals. So he asked the same question once again, what animals they were. There were three animals altogether. So what he says, there were three animals. He explained. There were two goats, a cat, and then there were four pairs of pigeons. So what animals were he taking care of? A goat, two goats, a cat, and four pairs of pigeons. And you had to leave them, I asked. So are you worried about having left them in your village? Yes, because of the artillery. So why he had to leave them? Because of the artillery, the Spanish civil war that is going on, and the artillery fire that is going on, he had to leave them. The captain told me to go because of the artillery. So he's already told that he was the last one to move from there because he was taking care of his animals. And then he said, I had to come away because the captain forced me because of the artillery. And you have no family? So he asked, don't you have any other members in the family? I asked, watching the far end of the bridge where a few last carts were hurrying down the slope of the bank. So he looked across the bank and then he saw a few more trucks were there and they were trying to quickly move on. So, watching the far end of the bridge, the other end of the bridge, where a few last carts were hurrying down the slope of the bank. So, they were trying to move fast, and the old man still sitting comfortably there. And then he asked, have you got any other family members? No, he said. So, what was his answer? No one else in my family, only the animals, I stated. So he asked, only animals are your family members? The cat, of course, will be all right. So he said, cat will be all right because a cat can look out for itself. So you see, cat is shown as the symbol of freedom. It can go. But I cannot think what will become of the others. And the old man is worried not about the cat but about the gods and the pigeons. What politics have you? So he asked, which politics do you belong to? I am without politics. He said, I don't belong to any politics. I am 76 years old. And he explains that he is now 76 years old. You have to remember all these, the age, the place, and the animals, what he had, and then how many kilometers he walked, all that. So please, as you listen to it, record all these and then try to remember them. So he says, I am 76 years old. I have come 12 kilometers now. So he has walked already 12 kilometers. And then he says that he is 76 years old. So here we have the man explaining how toilsome it was for him. Now I think now I can go no further. So he said, I have already walked 12 kilometers. I am already 76 years old and I don't think I can walk any further. This is not a good place to stop. So the soldier was concerned. He said, this is not a place where you can stop. If you can make it, that means if you can walk a little further, there are trucks up the road where it forks for Totsova. So he said, if you can try to walk a little further, you will get a trucks which is going to Totsova. Then he said to the old man, try to move on, to take little pain and to get up and then walk. I'll wait a while, he said, and then I will go. Where do the trucks go? He said, I will wait a while. So let me sit for some more time. Then I will go. Then I will try to go. Where do the trucks go? So he asked, where are the trucks going to? And then he said, I know no one in. So he said, towards Barcelona. So he said, the old man asked, where are the trucks going? So the narrator told, they are going to Barcelona. I know no one in that direction. So the old man knew nobody in Barcelona. But thank you very much. Thank you again very much. Still, he thanked the soldier and that said, thank you for helping me to helping me and talking to me and then inquiring about my welfare. So in this lesson we saw that the old man is explaining what kinds of animals he has. He says that he has got two goats, a cat and then 4 pairs of pigeon. Then he says that he has already left the village because of the artillery and the captain forced him to go. So he was the last one. He was worried about his goat and the pigeons. He was not worried about the cat because he knew the cats would try to comfort themselves and then escape. But then he says that he has already walked 12 kilometers. He is 76 years old and then he is not able to walk anymore. Still the narrator says that if you can make up and then move towards the truck which will take you to Barcelona. He says, I don't know anyone in Barcelona. And then the old man thanks the narrator and tries to get up. We shall see the rest of the lesson in the next class. Till then, go through this, read and understand, and then try to answer the workbook if you have. Those of you who do not have the workbook, I will be putting the question and the questions for your homework in the Lofty. Please try to do them from the Lofty. Thank you. Have a nice day.